This is about to become the biggest bull cycle I've personally ever seen. I'm 36 years old already, 36 years young. And not only me, but the likes of Raoul Pal, Michael Saylor, some of the other crypto YouTubers, some of other investment bankers, institutions, even Larry Fink from BlackRock believes that we are about to see the biggest bull run in history. Are you prepared for this bull run? And if you are not, then I don't know what you are doing sitting on your hands, but now is the time to get Bitcoin. Okay. I've been helping so many people get Bitcoin. You do not want to be one of those that are not getting that help. Subscribe to my channel. Make sure you do not miss out on one single one of these videos, because even all the altcoins I'll do, I will trade those back into Bitcoin. The point of crypto accumulation is to get Bitcoin. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Welcome back to the Crypto Bliss Show. I'm Kiara Ducasse. Let's delve right into this video, guys. I did yesterday a video for you guys that Ray Dalio mentioned that the printers will turn on this year. Guys, we only have 1 3/4 months left of this year already, which means that the money printers are going to turn on before Christmas. Well, guess what? We've got Black Friday coming up, and we've got Cyber Monday coming up, and Christmas coming up. What do you guys think is going to happen? Because if people don't have money, because rates are high, inflation is high, cost of living is high, food is high, fuel is high, economic conditions are high at the moment, and people only have very, very little income capacity. And I'm not talking about the 1% or the 1.1%. I'm talking about the 99% of people across the world. Now, let alone everybody in the States, in America, we're talking about people across all the world, not just the States. Now, with that being said, this money printer is definitely going to be turning on, guys. It has been on this whole year. It is undoubtedly going to continue to go further and print even more. But they're doing it silently. And just remember that the US economy does no longer have a debt ceiling. They are literally free to print money. But of course, they're not going to turn on the printers and just let them run endlessly. They're going to control how the money comes and flows back into the economy. Because the more people spend money, the more inflation goes up, the less that the Fed can control the inflation curve back towards its 2% target. Which, guys, I'm going to say to you, I don't think it's possible. I think they've got a long way to go before they get to 2%. They're currently sitting at around just over 4% at the moment. That's another 50%. In fact, that's 100% down. Okay, well, 50% down. So, guys, this is not a joke. Okay, they are about to turn on the money printers. And in this video, I have so much content to share with you. So stay with me right till the very end, because you're not going to even want to miss out on one moment. There is so many good things. And I'm going to show you an audio from Michael Saylor right at the end, where I want you guys to listen and focus in so intently, because he believes that this is the best thing that has ever happened to the entire earth. And we'll find out why later. Nonetheless, let's go and check out these. I love the Morales money bubbles as well. And you guys can go and claim some beans up here in the top hand corner. I usually claim my beans, and you can see there it takes a little while. Yeah, 23 hours to come in. Well, what I like about this in comparison to the crypto bubbles is actually very interesting. So once you click on the red, it highlights all the ones that have been selling off for the day, which gives you a really good opportunity to consider to look at some of these and see where you can possibly get in your next entries for long positions, whether it's on spot or derivatives. And if you guys want to trade these with me, then hit my Bybit and Bitflex links down below, pinned in the comments for you guys, and you guys can come ahead and make some big cash. And I will show you my trades right at the very end of the video. So make sure to stay tuned so that you guys can see what I did, because I did take profits on some of my trades, and I'll go and talk about that and why I did that. And we'll have a little bit of a look at that in a moment. And then you can see here, it highlights all the green as well, which everything is in the green. This is good because it tells you what you can potentially look out to start taking some profits out. Now, charting is the easy side of it, guys. That is the most simple side of it, the charting side. And that's where technical analysis keeps your emotions in check and out of the way. That's why you come to this channel, so that you guys can see what these coins are doing and when they're going to be breaking out. Now, I don't catch every single one of these coins, guys. I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't spend all my time looking at these coins. what they are, who they are, etc. Only the ones that I'm holding on spot and have invested for a more longer term projection, right? Because I will show you exactly why there will be bull market cycles and where we are magnetizing to the bull market cycle and where you should potentially consider to sell some of your crypto back and take some profits, and that's all. All right, so crypto bubbles today. You can see movers pumping, ordinals pumping, glimmers pumping. Those two are pumping. Mover and glimmer are pumping because they're part of Moonbeam. They're part of the same project, guys. So a few others are pumping, but there's a lot more in the red. TWT's dropped after a heavy pump. Alchemy is dropping. I would definitely accumulate some more Alchemy, definitely some more Happy, and undoubtedly a little bit more of TWT, GRT as well, because of where they are at the moment. Injective is also dropping. AVAX, Casper, Veracity are all dropping, guys. Why would you not want to accumulate these coins when they're down? This is what I'm saying to you. All right, guys, let's get on to some of the bullish stuff. I'm going to ignore the news for now. I want to just show you fundamentally how powerful Bitcoin and crypto is, okay? But I'm going to show you why. Most people believe that Bitcoin is, of course, the king of crypto. I believe the same thing, but it doesn't mean that any of these projects aren't going to succeed either. All right, let's go and have a look at the first chart that I have for you guys. Well, first of all, this countdown halving was from a couple days ago. I'll show you the countdown halving in a moment. But basically, the Bitcoin halving is just 167 days. So today it's 161 days, and price broke out of the second buy zone. So as you can see here, this was a selling opportunity. This was a buying opportunity, first buying opportunity. This was your next buying opportunity. There was a selling opportunity. So here was the halving. Boom, you had this massive rally, selling opportunity. Then you had another buying opportunity after the bear market collapse. And look here, the bear market low never even reached that low there. Then we had buy one, then we had buy two. Yes, we had this crazy black swan event that happened. Okay, shit happens. Who could have expected that? Well, that's debatable, and that's not for this video or this channel. But yeah, I'm sure you guys know all about that. Drinking my green tea again, keeping my mind focused with you guys, keeping my energy pumped, and shredding my abs. All right, guys, the second halving happened over there. And then basically you had this crazy rally up here. I mean, I got into crypto around this kind of level over here, which was actually at the peak of the last cycle's high. And as a matter of fact, just under the bottom, I mean, just above the bottom of this market's low. Sell opportunity. Guess what? Let it go. Doesn't matter if it did this rally, guys. Like, you didn't know it was going to do that. So look at every single time. It tells you take profits on the first rally when there's a little bit of hard resistance. Time to take profits. Exit everything. And I'm not saying sell all your Bitcoin. I'm just saying take some profits, okay? But bearing in mind that this low never reached that high. This low reached this high, but pulled back up in crazy above it. So it never reached anywhere else but that high. So it didn't sit there for very long. Then we had this buying one opportunity, buying two opportunities, giving us a chance right now, guys. And the current candle has broken out of this area. So shout out to the Scalping Pro for this chart. Really appreciate it. And as you can see, we've broken out. Are we going to make a crazy huge pump up here? Move sideways until, I mean, I would say we would probably get up to around the 48K level. Move sideways on that level, maybe pull back ever so slightly, and then have this ridiculously crazy run. Now, look, this chart is telling us, well, that we have the opportunity of 180K. Well, I'd like to say that this is a bull cycle that we've never ever seen before. So I think it's going to be a combination of this, and it's going to be a lot bigger than this. So for me, my target, as I said to you guys, is 285K to 300K for Bitcoin. Now, shout out to Scalping Pro once again. Thank you for that incredible chart. Guys, we are officially 161 days to the halving, which takes us to less than 6 months away from the halving. Once the halving happens, there is no turning back. I cannot reiterate that enough. Halving, pump, halving, pump, halving. Undoubtedly, we're going to see a pump, guys. All right. Hope you enjoyed that one. Make sure to hit the links down below so you guys can come and trade this with me, guys. I'm going to show you my trades. We're making money together. I hope you're making money with me. I hope you've been making money with me. And shout out in the comments below if you have been. All right, so again, the Scalping Pro, Ethereum bull run target. So Ethereum bull run target for 2025 is predicting, so you can see here, 1, 2, 3, head and shoulders, 1, 2, 3, up higher lows, made this pump. Yes, of course, that was the shock to the world. 1, 2, 3, drop. 1, 2, 3, pump. It's time for Ethereum to get going, guys. So for me, we probably do the same. We come up to about 3,200, 3,300, and then we sit sideways and accumulate while we patiently wait for the next coil up in the cycle, which would essentially take us up anything, according to this chart and the Scalping Pro, to between 9,000 and 13,000, guys. That is awesome. Mad gains. So considering that, that's a 10x on Ethereum from where we are today. That's a 10x on Ethereum, a potential 10x on Bitcoin. You've literally just 20 extra money with those two coins, let alone everything else that I'm referring to and talking about. Now, it's the same chart then. This chart here from Bitcoin number of active addresses, as you guys can see, has only drastically increased over time. Yes, we have drops, guys. So the Bitcoin addresses drops when we are in the bear cycle, going into the bear cycle. It's a natural process. Let it happen. But right now, you can see that we are currently busy spiking up over here again, and the Bitcoin active addresses are starting to increase. I myself have a number of Bitcoin active addresses open for myself, for other people that I am helping get into the space. I've had actually, so Crypto Zombie, shout out to you. You mentioned, and we're going to talk about one of his charts now, but he mentioned in his video earlier on or last night that actually what is going on is that active addresses, you know, one of his girlfriend's friends came to her and for him and said, well, is he still doing it? Can he help them get into the space? Do you know how many people I've had come to me and also have the same thing, guys? I've at least had 6 different people come to me over the past couple weeks / months and ask me about this cryptocurrency, guys. Don't be fooled. The addresses are increasing. We're about to see an influx of capital and liquidity into the space. You do not want to miss out on the opportunity to make life-changing gains, guys. And we're just getting into the cycle. All right. So long-term, short-term. We won't go and look at the long-term, short-term right now, but I will talk about that in a little while. So Crypto Zombie, thank you, and shout out to you also. You made this post about the weekly crypto assets flows from CoinShares. Crypto exchange traded products, or ETPs, saw inflows for 6 consecutive weeks, totaling over $260 million. Boom, look at this. Bam. Bringing the 2023 year-to-date total to 767 million. This surpasses the 736 million in total inflows seen in all of 2022. Guys, we still have 2 months left of this year. We're definitely and undoubtedly going to see $1 trillion come into the inflows of the crypto asset space. And that's just getting started, let alone what we're about to see for the rest of the bull. So looks like 2023 has truly turned out to be the year of Bitcoin. Bears are still in disbelief. Boom. All right, guys. Let's go and have a look at some of the charts. The Dixie chart first, as always. So, guys, the Dixie chart, undoubtedly, this is going to crash. Even if it pulls up to here, even if it pulls up to there, it doesn't matter. This is going to become what is notoriously known as the kiss of death. So let's see if I can find your little kiss. Okay, I can't see a little kiss here. Let's see. Fine. Let's just put one of these guys here. Eh? Oh, no, not that guy. All right. Sorry, I'm taking your time. This one, yeah. There you go. That's going to be the kiss of death. Mwah! For the Dixie. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for now. But once that happens, guys, this is going to start to literally cascade down. Okay, So, which essentially is going to then end up pumping Bitcoin and crypto and all of these things. So right now in the Bitcoin dominance, we're pretty much sitting flat here. We have also created a higher low scenario right there. So for now, we are looking pretty good. The RSI is resetting and pulling up over here in this moment now from the bottom, which means that we're about to get the next rally in the Bitcoin move, which could essentially bring Bitcoin dominance up another 8%, guys, because that would be essentially the target. Look at my targets there, between there and there, 56 to 57%. That's the next target for me on the dominance, which means that altcoins would probably still, and Ethereum would probably still have to sit and trade sideways for a little while, which would give you an opportunity to continue to accumulate these cryptocurrencies for these massive epic gains, even though they've been pumping. Some of them have been pumping like absolute crazy, guys. Now, that's the Bitcoin dominance. Let's go and have a look at Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin itself made a crazy pump yesterday, okay? You can see over there. We have found support, definitely, undoubtedly, and 100% so. We have officially found support, and I'm going to tell you that we will probably end up reaching 40K by the end of this week and the very latest by the end of this month. Okay. Now, why do I say that? Well, we've been increasing. So this is an ascending triangle, which is actually a very bullish pattern. We have broken out officially. We found support on the top of the triangle. We broke out here. We found support. We tried to break down. We resisted. We resisted. We resisted. And then yesterday we had this crazy. So this was a doji to say down, and this was a doji to say up. Now we're pulling up. This engulfed these two candles. In fact, engulfed all of these, which tells us that there is a bit of bullish momentum coming in. So yes, we might sit sideways for a little bit, but guys, make no mistake, we are about to burst up very, very soon. And why do I say that? Well, guess what? We're on the RSI. We are once again oversold. And the blue is starting to cross over the red. This is giving us an opportunity to buy Bitcoin and make some gains. So the gains that I'm expecting us to see out of this bull flag target and my horizontal level is 39,200 with another 11% gains on this coin, guys. Now, that's short term. I'm not even talking about long term, guys. You guys know about long term. I've been speaking about long term on the channel for a long time, so don't miss out on the opportunity. I did add more to my position yesterday on Bybit, and I'll have a little bit of a look at that with you in a moment. But look at what we're doing, guys. We're gearing ourselves up. The gearing is happening, whether you like it or not. And if you're part of the train, then make a thumbs up on the video so that I can see. Now, Ethereum is slightly bit of a different story. The RSI is at the top on the daily, and it's a little bit overbought. There is a bit of bearish divergence, so I wouldn't be surprised if we came back to retest this zone right here. Now, that's about as far as I think we're going to go on Ethereum, back down to the 1800 level. But guys, from there, I believe that we'll probably end up making the smash up to my scribbles up here and making a new higher high, essentially bringing us up to this 2,100, if not up to this 2,300 level that I have been speaking about for a few weeks now. So I did get into a Litecoin trade, and you'll see why, and I'll show you some more on the chart why. So Litecoin, if you can see here, we actually ran into resistance, okay, in this zone, this zone, this zone, this zone, and this zone. But right now we're having a small pullback. Even the RSI is telling us we're having a pullback. Even if we pull back down to the 70 level, guys, I'm okay with that. I don't think we're going to break this candle low, though, which would be 71. I don't believe we're going to break that low, okay? And essentially what I would like to see here is something like this, and bam, at least up to this next level of resistance here that you can see. First, up to the $83 level. And then maybe we sit sideways, find some support here, and then bam, up to $89, $90 with all of this area consolidating here. So that is one of the trades that I am taking. Is it a good time to get into a trade? Look, I would say, you know, without financial advice, I would say it's decent, but it's not the best. So, you know, enter small amounts, just even if it pulls back down here, Enter small little chunks, $2, $5, $10, whatever your budget is. Enter up until about this horizontal zone, as I said, of 71, and then make sure that your stop loss is tight. I wouldn't have the stop loss further than this area down here, this wick over here. So I would say then have your stop loss at about 67 at the absolute most. So guys, this is looking like a really juicy trade right now. And I'm pretty sure that you guys would concur with that. If you do concur, then please let me know down below. Let's go and have a look at my trades before I go and show you the video. And actually the video is an audio. So I will talk to you about my trades and then I will show you the audio while I fiddle and do some other stuff on the charting. Okay. All right, guys, we'll see you in the trades. All right. So I got into a few more trades and I'm going to show you why. So Bitcoin, I still hold my Bitcoin. I'm still going to continue to add to my position, but it is now up 310%, just by the way. My Ethereum position is now up 9%. My Litecoin position is up 26%. Am I going to add more to my position? Yes, I probably will add more. I'm just, as I say, waiting. So I'll add another maybe $20 odd to the trade to bring it up to about 3 or 4 Litecoin, and then I'll let it to ride up at that point. Okay. Then I entered into a polylastic USD trade. You can see I'm down about 8% on this trade right now. Not a problem. I don't have a problem. I will still continue to enter in as it falls down. My Shiba Inu, I added more to my position. And now you can see I'm up at 50% on the trade. My SWEATCOIN trade, I entered in this morning as well. I have an XLM trade that I'm going to talk to you guys about now. But I'm down 4% on my sweat trade, and my XLM, I'm up, call it 0.5%, guys. So those are my trades that I got into, Poly, Sweat, and XLM, and Litecoin. And I've just added more to my Shiba position. I should be essentially adding more to my Dogecoin, but Dogecoin looks a little bit dodgy right now in comparison to Shiba. I think Shiba's time is coming to shine. I would like to know what you guys think about that down below. All right, guys, I'm going to play the audio for you from this clip. So I hope you enjoy it.
You know, like I joke with you, like, how much of the Bitcoin do you want? Oh, I want it all. I'm not going to get it all. I mean, if I work my entire life, I might work my way up to 1% or 1.5% or something. If I get very lucky and I'm very diligent and the wind blows in the right direction. But if I do, and if I end up buying $100 billion of this stuff, then there'll be something like $99.9 trillion of Bitcoin for everybody else. You see, some crazy thing, right? You're just going to drive up the value of it in an insane amount. So that's worth doing, but it's ultimately an egalitarian thing. Bitcoin is an egalitarian energy. It's not complicated strategy, John. It's like make Bitcoin successful, provide free education to the world, and come back to the laser focus. I think most people fail because they have 6 good ideas. And they think that they can pursue all 6. And you can't pursue all 6, right? Oftentimes, maybe you could do 1 or 2. Or, I mean, like when you get past the fingers on one hand, you're delusive. And every other battle you choose to fight and the like, it just slows you down. And by the time you get reasonably diluted, you're 1% as effective or 0.1% as effective. So I really think you got to focus. You know, so people declare victory too soon. They think, oh, I did this, so I'm done. Well, no, you're not done. You've accomplished 1% of what you think you need to accomplish when you're done. You've got 100x more to do, right? If people just declare victory, they're overconfident. And they underestimate the amount of energy it's going to take to do even one thing well. And they think because they can do 10 things decently, they should. But the Stoic philosophy here holds that it's just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should do the thing. And the true mark of maturity is you could do 100 things. You choose to do one thing. And perhaps one thing at the family level, you have a family life, and then one thing at the professional level. I think you can have like a professional, a vocation, an avocation, and maybe you can have a friends and family thing, but you really need to focus upon that, right? Because as soon as you start thinking that you're that gifted human being that can somehow juggle 3 things or 5 things, you know, Julius Caesar was gifted. I think they said he could like dictate in 7 different languages simultaneously. he still got his ass handed to him in Egypt. And ultimately, he got murdered by his best friends. Okay, so yeah, and Napoleon was thought to be quite the genius too, and he with twice. The world's full of people that were geniuses and they were hyper successful and they implode spectacularly, generally because they get to this point of success and then someone strokes their ego and they decide they're going to have to go fix 4 more things. It's the best reason to try to accumulate energy so that you can actually make the world a better place. Think this acid test inversion, which is you cross the chasm when you start thinking in terms of, I'm going to convert my analog energy or my physical energy into digital energy, and I'm going to store it forever. And then I'm going to fund my expenses and fund my charitable interest with the yield on the energy. Like the gold people never figured it out with gold. They somehow have to mine the gold, convert it into dollars, and then they don't hold the gold. So their balance sheet is continually collapsing. So a conventional business, it has a balance sheet of cash and credit and it's collapsing. A conventional family is collapsing. When you flip to a digital balance sheet, then your balance sheet starts accreting, like the MicroStrategy balance sheet. It was 500 million or 250 million, then 500 million, then a billion, then 2 billion, then 4 billion, now 7 billion, right? When you flip to a balance sheet that is accreting, then you realize that you organize your life so that everything else can be done even off of the interest or the yield on the balance sheet. So if you figure that out, I mean, to do it well, you either have to have a job where you generate income, so you're just generating income in fiat and you stack and your stock just accumulates, or you have to establish a relationship with a banker that will give you a loan against the Bitcoin and fund in the fiat. But once you've crossed that chasm, it's a very bright line, right? You flip from a position where my balance sheet is primarily invested in assets that are deteriorating at a faster rate than the money supply is expanding, or they're growing at a slower rate than the money supply is expanding. You've either got that situation or you flip to the other situation where my balance sheet is accreting at a faster rate than the supply of money is expanding. And when you hit that inflection point, you see that when you're before that inflection point, if I give you any amount of money and it's not growing faster than the money supply, you can draw a line and you have a terminal point on the line where you run out of money. And when you flip, you become immortal. And so it's really this quest for immortality where if you're living in fear and you're saving in dollars, you've got a life expectancy of 4 years or 2 years or 14 years, right? When are you going to run out? And when you flip it, your life expectancy is infinite, or your energy expectancy is like, now the energy is going to outlast my organic frame. In fact, my money will live beyond me. And now you're like, and John, maybe this is an interesting place where you get to religion and morality, because if your money's going to outlive you, you start thinking about children, right? You start thinking about, I got to be married. I should have children. I start thinking about my children. And then you start thinking, I better make sure that my kids aren't spoiled. I better make sure they're well educated. I better protect them because I don't want a spoiled kid with a lot of money, that's going to squander it. And then you start thinking, oh, that park in my neighborhood, I think I'm going to endow that and I'm going to keep that park. And then you start thinking, well, I got to fix my country because my kids are going to live in it. And so when you feel like your energy will go on, your time horizon goes beyond this horizon. That's another famous Heinlein book, by the way, Beyond This Horizon. Good book.
I got to check out Heinlein after this.
You'll see over the horizon, and then it's probably good that you're going to die, because if you know you're going to die, you think, well, I better actually put my energy into institutions and my family or people around me so that they'll live on and they'll express my values and maybe they'll remember me, right? And what I did for them. I told you I'm going to give you Bitcoin and you can live forever. You might almost become too inwardly focused. You become like that insane, immortal God that only thinks of themselves, and you just generally go insane. So I don't know about that one. I'm not sure. I'm not ready to grapple with that. That's a philosophical, metaphysical thing. And you know where this is expressed in the last 1,000 years? It was in the writing of a book. So if you lived 500 years, if you're Charles Dickens, or, you know, if you're any of the great writers, you know, they would sit down and they have something to say. They write a book, Voltaire, and they gave it to the world. And you get the poignant sense that, right, they were writing to future generations, and you're leaping across the years, you know, to get their wisdom. So it used to be the way that you could immortalize yourself, your ego, your sentiment, your life experiences was to write the book. Vita Vita Vici, right? Even Caesar wrote the book. They wanted to leave that. Well, so now with Bitcoin, you can leave the book, but you can also leave more than the book. I mean, you're going to leave these podcasts. So, I mean, maybe 10,000 years from now, people are going to look at John Vallis and try to figure out what was going on at the advent of the Bitcoin era. Right? And they'll be looking at you. And so say hi to people 10,000 years from now, John. You know, we miss you guys. Don't screw it up. And it boils down to just this last phrase, right? Bitcoin is hope, right? Bitcoin is hope. Now you have hope. You can see beyond the horizon. And now that you have hope, you got to figure out what you're going to do with your life and what you're going to do with your life energy, because someone gave you back the option. And before Bitcoin, we took it away from you. If we take away, you know, the option, then life is hopeless. So lucky us. Lucky us. We have hope.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, because as you can see, there are a number of players in the space that are extraordinarily bullish on Bitcoin, and specifically Bitcoin. And I don't want you guys to miss out. So make sure you hit my links down below so that you guys can go ahead and trade with me, like I was showing you through all of that video, all my trades and what I'm doing and all my profits. You don't want to be missing out on this as well. It's the time to make money on the market. Don't miss out on this opportunity. You guys are about to become wealthy and beautiful cryptopreneurs. Thank you for being here with me on the channel. Make sure you subscribe if you are watching this and have not yet subscribed. I would truly appreciate that. Help the algorithm pump crypto right now so that all of us can grow and benefit together. Much beautiful, benevolent blessings to you all. Wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next one.